Have you ever stopped to think about how everything you learn in a classroom actually translates into a real-world career? It's one thing to read about materials in a textbook, but it is a whole other thing to see, touch, and really understand them, where the big professional decisions are made every single day. Well, today, we're going to see that exact connection come to life.
So what you're looking at here are the two key players in our story: Merced College's environmental horticulture program and, of course, Big Creek Lumber. Now, this isn't just about a simple one-day field trip. It's about a really powerful partnership. This kind of collaboration creates a vital bridge, connecting academic learning directly with industry expertise, and it gives students a crystal-clear line of sight into their future jobs.
So today, we're actually following a group of these students as they step out of the lecture hall. Yep, they're trading their desks for a lumberyard to see exactly how the principles of landscape construction and sustainable horticulture get put into practice. This is where the theory gets real fast.
And the welcome couldn't have been warmer. This simple sign, it signifies something incredibly important. The industry isn't just waiting for these students, it is actively inviting them in. This is that first step in transforming a student into a future colleague, and it all kicks off with direct, hands-on engagement.
All right, before we even get to the wood itself, we really have to understand the philosophy behind it all. For students studying environmental horticulture, this part is absolutely crucial. It's not just about building things, it's about building them responsibly, with a deep, deep understanding of where those materials actually come from.
And this phrase just brilliantly illustrates the core idea. Big Creek Lumber's entire philosophy is captured right here. This isn't about harvesting some finite resource. No, it's about stewarding a renewable one. This concept, sustainable forestry, is the bedrock principle that connects the health of our forests directly to the longevity of the landscapes these students are one day going to create.
Okay, let's move into the lumberyard itself, which, for today, is the ultimate outdoor classroom. Forget sterile lecture halls. This is a dynamic environment. It's filled with the sights, the sounds, and even the smells of the industry. This is where those textbook diagrams become real, tangible stacks of lumber, and each one has its own story and purpose. So this brings us to the central question of the day, right? It's a question that every single landscape professional has to answer on every single project. It's not just about what looks good right now. It's about what will endure for decades to come. And let me tell you, the answer involves a really complex mix of science, economics, and even a little bit of artistry. This is that knowledge transfer happening in real time. We've got an industry veteran sharing decades of experience, not through some boring slideshow, but by holding up a piece of redwood and explaining its secrets. Things like how the natural tannins in the wood make it incredibly resistant to rot and insects. Just look at how locked in those students are. They're soaking up details you just can't get from a book.
So the whole point of this tour is to move way beyond just identifying types of wood. It's about learning the art of selection. It's about giving these future professionals a mental framework for making decisions that perfectly balance what a client needs, the environmental impact, and of course, long-term performance.
And here are the specifics. They're learning to decode technical lumber grades and busting that common myth that a lower grade means bad wood, when really, it just means it's suited for a different use. They're learning to harness redwood's natural durability, that resistance to decay we just mentioned, and matching the right piece of wood to the right job. They're seeing the whole supply chain, from the forest to the final build, and learning to weigh how something looks with how it's going to last. These are the skills that build amazing careers.
Looking at this group, you can just feel the energy. Being physically on site like this is so invaluable. They can actually compare the weight of different boards, see the subtle variations in color and texture, and ask questions the second they pop into their heads. This kind of sensory experience solidifies their understanding in a way that just sitting in a classroom never ever could.
Okay, let's zoom out for a moment. This day is about way more than just lumber. It's about building professional pathways. These industry partnerships, they demystify the professional world and they build students' confidence. They start to see themselves not just as students, but as future members of the green industry workforce. I absolutely love this final shot. The students are standing in front of this massive rail car, and it feels so symbolic, doesn't it? They are literally on track, set on a journey by these foundational experiences. These are the moments that set them up to become the leaders, the innovators, and the skilled craftspeople of tomorrow. So we'll end with this.
Seeing these students bridge that gap between their education and their future career really makes you think. For anyone out there who's passionate about shaping the world around us, it's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most important lessons happen way outside the classroom. So the real question is, where will your hands-on education take you?